Hey guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome to Charlie's 6-month update. So much has changed for Charlie in the last month. He has just gotten so big and a lot of changes have happened within his sleep routine, where he's sleeping and a lot of his favourite things. Definitely think the thing that I've noticed most about Charlie in the last month is that he has got such a personality now. I feel as if me and Fraser are really getting to know him, especially with things like when we call his name and he turns round, and also the fact that he's starting to really recognise us. Like for example, today we were in soft play and Fraser came to meet us and Charlie turned round and seen somebody standing there, and it took him maybe about 3 or 4 seconds to register that it was actually Fraser, and you could see it all kind of calculating in his mind. When he eventually realised it was his daddy, he gave him the biggest smile and it was just so sweet to watch. I suppose one of the biggest changes is that Charlie is now no longer sleeping in our room in his snooze pod. He is in his big boy room. He is up in his attic nursery, which I'll be giving you guys a tour of soon. I promise. I keep saying that I'm going to do a house tour, but once all the rooms are finally completely finished, I will be doing a little tour of his nursery. It's almost there, just a few bits and pieces to do first, like change his light and things, and I'll give you guys a full tour. He's in his big room sleeping in his cot, and he is using the Sleepyhead Grand, so that is the step up from the one he was in his snooze pod. I definitely think that is such a good product. At first I thought they were overpriced, but now I realise that they are worth their weight in gold. It's such a good product. I feel like as soon as I put him inside it, it just turns round and snuggles into the bumpers on the side and just goes straight to sleep. Another product that I'm absolutely swearing by at the moment is the Zazu Penguin little music box. So it's got different modes on it. You can either have it doing white noise or you can have it doing a lullaby. You can actually connect it to your Spotify and put any song you want through it. So whether that be a lullaby or just generally some music you want to play, it's a really good little piece of equipment that I am absolutely loving at the moment. And the best part about it is it doesn't need any batteries. It just plugs into a main and you can use it once it's been charged on its own wirelessly. It's a really good product. It's not a snuggly toy that they can use on their pram or anything like that to snuggle into, but it does come with a little clip you can take out and about with you. We absolutely love it. It's got a really good level of sound that comes off it. It's quite loud, and yeah, I definitely think that's one of the reasons why Charlie goes to sleep so well. We normally put Charlie to bed around about 8 o'clock at night, anytime just around that sort of general time of night. We're not really specific that it's got to be bang on 8 o'clock. For example, last night he was in bed at 7:15 because he was ready for it, and there have been some nights where he's been up till 9 o'clock, so it really just depends on the day that we've had, but generally speaking it's about 8 o'clock at night, and then he normally wakes up about 4 or 5 in the morning to get fed. He's a very hungry growing boy, so whether that means he's getting a bottle or he's been breastfed, he will still get up at 4 or 5 in the morning. There's no sort of need to cradle him back to sleep again. He's quite happy to just lie back down and fall over on his own, and he gets up about 8 o'clock as well, so we do get quite a long lie in the morning for parents. We're very fortunate that way. After Charlie gets up in the morning, usually about 2 hours after waking, he goes for another nap. He naps 3 times a day. He naps in the morning, he naps in the afternoon, and he also naps in the evening just before dinner time, and each time is roughly about an hour and a half. Sometimes it can be longer, like this afternoon nap has lasted maybe about 2.5 hours so far. So he must have been really tired, but his morning nap was disrupted because we were out at soft play and Ella woke him up. Charlie's still really enjoying food at the moment. We went off to Italy and he was left with my mum for a few days, and he wasn't getting any breast milk whatsoever. It was just formula we were giving him, which is absolutely fine. We were giving him Aptamil, and it was also being made using the Perfect Prep machine. So we've got one of those from when we had Ella, and my mum's also got one at her house for convenience as well, and he was also getting purees in that time. On our return though, Charlie was a bit fussy going back to breastfeeding. He wasn't latching very well. He was kind of, for want of a better word, blowing raspberries on me whenever he tried to latch. So he wasn't going back on to breastfeeding very well at that time. I've since been using like nipple shields because it's the same as the bottle teat, but I think at that time when we came back he was just so used to the milk from the bottle being like instantaneous, and he didn't like the fact that he had to work for it when he was breastfeeding. We're getting there slowly but surely, but at the moment we are still combination feeding. I'm just not ready to give it up just yet. We were doing so well before we went on holiday, and we can definitely get back to that stage again, but at the moment we are doing a bit of combination feeding, which is nice because Fraser can get a shot of feeding him as well, and also it means if we're out and about and we want to go out for the day, Fraser and I can just leave him with my mum or with somebody to get watched, and he will quite happily take formula. We're very fortunate that way. But yeah, we're doing some combination feeding at the moment, and in the afternoon slash evening he will have a puree, and also when he gets up in the morning he has some porridge which he absolutely adores. He's getting really good at actually swallowing his food and chewing it properly. I know it's purees, but you can see his little gums trying to chew on the food rather than just spitting it out with his tongue. Before it seemed like he was trying to lick it, but now he's actually properly trying to chew and swallow his food. Recently he started snacking as well on like biscotti biscuits, and he's really good with his coordination now, being able to hold food and put it to his mouth and try and chew it. So that actually means that we've sort of moved from all purees to a little bit of a combination of baby-led weaning as well. He's actually starting to steal stuff from our plates now. I've noticed this afternoon we went out for lunch and he was stealing little bits of fish from Ella's tray. Their two high chairs were stuck together and Charlie was just pulling stuff from her tray and trying to eat it. So it's really good that he's interested in food and he's actually trying to put food into his own mouth. So from that perspective, he's not very lazy. He likes his food and he likes his grub. He is a really good eater, and long may that last. He also really enjoys bath time. He's still in his little baby bath, which is a really good supportive bath. It means we can kind of almost go hands-free with him. The bath we had with Ella was just a huge big tub with no support, so you always had to be holding her. But this one, he can actually sit in the bath seat. It's got a little ledge for his bum to sit against, and it's really, really good. Loads of you guys have asked me on Instagram where the bath's from, so I'll leave a link to it in the description box. It's such a good bath. It was a present from my friend, and I absolutely recommend it to any new mums or any of you guys who have baths and just find it really difficult to hold your baby and bath them and get a towel and all these kind of things. In terms of his size, he's actually still in 3 to 6 months clothing. I thought he might have moved up to 6 to 9 months at this time, but all of his little jeans from Nick's are still 3 to 6 months, and he's still got quite a bit of wear out of them still. Some of them have actually got turn-ups at the bottom, so he's still got quite a bit to go in them. In terms of his size though, he actually looks chunkier, but he doesn't look as if he's got much longer. He's getting much more chubby, and he's got big full cheeks, and he's got lots of rolls. He's at the optimum chubby stage just now, and I absolutely love it. He is rolling over more confidently now when he can be bothered. He is quite lazy with it, so sometimes he likes just lying on his back and watching the world go by, but when he can actually be bothered to roll over, he's really good at it. He's very confident and he just goes over quite easily. He's also sitting up really well. He's got such good strength. And he likes to sit up in our bed and watch me get ready. And he's also really good lying on his tummy. He properly pushes himself right up and looks around. And in fact, the other day we were in his nursery and Fraser and I turned down and he was actually in a full plank position. So he had his hands down and he was up on his toes in a sort of like plank or like yoga position. And he's really, really strong. He was doing like a mini press up. And we've also noticed that he's trying to push his feet as well, like he's trying to like army crawl, so he's really strong. It won't be long before he starts to army crawl and belly crawl all around the living room, and then before you know it, he will probably be crawling. He can also stand up unassisted, but if you've got your hands behind to catch him, like on furniture, so he can stand up at the sofa and put his hands on the sofa seat or at the buffet, or he could stand up. As long as he's got something to hold on to, he will stand up quite confidently. When we were away in St Ives, his Auntie Lauren started saying night night, night night, like this, and like kind of waving her hand like that, and Charlie looked at his own hand and then started doing this. I caught it on camera. I'm going to find it on my phone so that I can show you guys, but he's never done it since. But it was definitely him copying Lauren's hand movements, so it won't be long before he's properly waving his hand and saying bye-bye. He's also started to chat a lot more. He's definitely more interactive, and he actually says dada, but not in context. So in the morning we hear him waking up and he just sits and goes da 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 until someone comes in and gets him. So he is starting to make more sounds that sound like actual words sooner than just baby babble. He is definitely more chatty at night time though. My mum actually said that as well. And talking about my mum, he actually stayed overnight for the first time, but he didn't just stay overnight once, he stayed overnight for 4 nights in a row. Well, we went to Italy and he coped really, really well. He's very comfortable with other people. He's just such a sociable baby. Although he is quite cuddly and very affectionate, he's quite happy to go to other people, so he just likes the attention and he loves staying with my mum. His eyes are getting very brown now. I think it's definite that he's going to have nice dark brown eyes just like his big sister, and now that his hair's coming in, it actually looks the same colour as Ella's. Although initially when you look at Charlie, he looks really fair, the hair that's starting to come together is exactly the same colour as Ella's hair, so I think we're going to have two very similar looking children once he is a bit bigger. And also when I compare baby pictures of Ella when she was 6 months to Charlie, they do look exactly the same, so hopefully if I link some in, you guys can see the similarities. He's also teething so badly and he's really dribbly, but we still have no teeth yet, unfortunately. Hopefully it won't be too long and they'll come in. Charlie's favourite things are being tickled. He totally anticipates the tickle. When he sees our hands tickling towards him, you can see his whole face creasing and his belly goes all tight because he knows he's about to get tickled. He also absolutely adores packets of baby wipes. He absolutely loves anything that makes a noise. So all of the kind of noisy toys and packets of wipes and anything that rustles, that keeps him entertained for ages. It's definitely the one thing that I use when I'm trying to get ready. I give him a packet of baby wipes and he sits up on my bed and watches me get ready and plays with the wipes. And I'm sorry I had to stop filming there because I heard somebody waking up. Like, where's Charlie? Where's Charlie? Say hi. Right, we're going to talk through your favourites. Tickles, you like packets of wipes, and you also like noisy toys. Yes. Charlie also loves to pull on Ella's hair. It's like his favourite thing. Every time he's next to Ella, he takes a really good handful of it and gives it a good yank, don't you? You like mummy's hair as well, don't you? When Charlie's holding on to me, he holds on to my hair as like leverage so he doesn't fall over. Also really taken to his dummy well recently. It was kind of a struggle to get him to take one, but now he actually likes to just have his dummy. Are you so tired? He also loves food, as we've already discussed. He likes to steal it off of Ella's plate now. It's a new thing that he's just started. He also likes the Giggle Bellies on YouTube as well as Ella. She loves that as well, but the Giggle Bellies are so colourful and it's all different songs, and he really likes to watch that if we put it on our phone or the tablet, or if we put it on the TV on YouTube. He also prefers to sit up than lying down, like he's doing just now. He also loves big kisses. He's fully awake. He likes it if we give him a huge big kiss in the lips and then keep doing it because he starts laughing. He also loves to splash in the bath. He loves banging on surfaces like his high chair. He likes to take like his toys and just bash them off of the high chair. He also likes to hit my face as well. I've noticed when he's feeding sometimes, or if he is falling asleep, he likes to just hit my face. And he also loves to grab beards, specifically Fraser's beard, but he likes beards in general. Brother's got a beard as well and he likes to grab that. He really likes the feeling of the stubble. And sometimes if Fraser's holding him facing outwards and then he kind of transfers them over to me and he's not realised that I'm holding them yet, he reaches back with this hand looking forward and he feels my face, and when you realise there's no beard there, he kind of turns around really confused, like, oh, you're not dead. He also loves to scratch his own face when he's tired. You've probably seen on Instagram stories or on pictures. Charlie always has scratches all over his face no matter how short we cut your nails. You're so rough, and he likes to scratch his face when he's tired or pull on his ears. It's kind of like classic baby tired signs when they do stuff like that, but Charlie does not keep on scratch mitts. And also the sleep suits that have scratch mitts attached to it, he manages to wriggle his hands throughout them all the time, so it's kind of something we can't really avoid. He's also in the big seat in his pram now. There is no carry cot anymore. He is in the proper big boy seat and he loves just sitting up and looking around. He likes facing outwards or facing me. He's not too fussy, but I think the fact that he can see what's round about him rather than lying down, he absolutely loves it. He also knows his own name now, which is really nice, and when you shout on him, Charlie, 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 there. But overall, you're just a really good boy, aren't you? You're such a sweet boy. Yes. So I hope you guys enjoyed checking in with Charlie on his 6-month update. I'm planning on doing these up until he is a year and maybe beyond, because there's a lot that happens after a year, isn't there? But yeah, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and I'll see you on the next video. Bye!